Tell you what I'm really grateful for right now.
Aww.
All of you artists that have decided to let it come through you and nurture it and share it with us. That was really beautiful.
Thank you.
Thank you. You up for a read, watch, listen?
Sorry?
Are you up for a read, watch, listen?
Oh, yeah.
He's going to do read, watch, listen. You guys are dying to hear what Brian recommends, aren't you?
Oh, it's nothing
I just know
crazy.
it. So his read is Nature by Ralph Waldo Emerson. Tell us why.
Well, I got introduced to Emerson at a young age through his writings and poetry, and nature has always been a very powerful thing for me and something that I've always been really interested in and loved exploring. And so really, I read it and didn't really think much of it, but then I revisited it about a couple years ago, and it really struck a chord with me. And his sort of essay of sort of breaking down nature and how the different aspects and meanings of nature and the qualities of it that are very beneficial to us as humans and us as beings and us as just everything and part of creation in the world, that is how relative it is to us. And I just love, since I've been on the road for the past 2 years, I spent a lot of time exploring and hiking and camping. So I spent a lot of time in nature, and so I understand and feel like I can relate a lot to what he has to say about the connection that's there and the innate quality that nature, there's something in it, he says, like every question, there is no question that is unanswerable, with nature, because nature is question and answer in itself. And that, we think of nature kind of in two realms. One realm is nature as separate from us, sort of this thing that, we're humans, and then there's nature, which is separate, sort of something that's outside of us. But then also the other realm of nature is that nature is also everything that is inside of us, and that we can, he breaks it down into some other, I can't remember all the chapters of it, but
That's okay. We didn't expect you to memorize it.
Okay, this is cool. But I know, it just really, his connection, finding your internal connection to, relationship with nature, with God, with, a divine source, that human relation that is very valuable to, that's there, something to tap into, and, will always be there. And we can either choose to engage with it and learn from it and sort of live with it, or separate ourselves from it, and so.
Thank you
Anyway,
for sharing that.
if that
It's
makes
so
sense.
cool. This is part of the magic, I think, to me, that Vicki Johnston has started a school, and we were talking recently about that, about the kids needing to be in nature and surrounded by it, because it is a part of them, and it does teach them a lot about themselves. And then also Caroline Murphy talking about the Tao Te Ching, and you saying that you read Nature once, didn't get that much from it, went back to it, got something else. I think that the classics, all great writing that is meant to make us grow, does that when you go back to it. You're somebody different and you read it differently. So that's cool. And I've never read it, so I'm looking forward to that.
Oh, that's
Yeah,
great.
right? Look at you. You're like, ooh, girl.
I think
Okay.
you'll really enjoy it.
And the thing that you recommended to watch is Alive Inside. Tell me about that. I have no idea.
So Alive Inside is a documentary about, it's basically focused on music and memory, and
Did you say musical memory?
music and memory.
Music and memory,
And
okay.
I have always had a fascination with psychology, and especially being a musician, being fascinated with music and psychology, and so music and human learning. And so to me, it's a really big passion of mine, and it's something that I've considered going back to school to learn more about. But this documentary is like this documentary just really hit a chord with me. And this guy goes around and he introduces into nursing homes, and who have patients who are suffering from dementia and Alzheimer's and illnesses that are really deteriorating their memory and sort of bringing them outside of their world and their family, and it's very tragic, and to see that. And if you have anybody in your family that is suffering from that, you understand. But there's a disconnect that those illnesses take away in your brain. And what these doctors, this guy has found out that music is like the one thing that has been able to bridge those gaps. And so he goes in these nursing homes, and it's absolutely amazing and touching. But he brings little iPods with headphones, and he takes them over to these patients who are,
Old school.
Old school, yeah, no. But, well, that's the thing. Like, technology now has opened up a new opportunity for medicine, because music is healing, essentially, and very therapeutic. And so you can really watch what happens when there's a patient who's sitting there, and he's like, looks depressed, looks very disconnect, like, kind of scowling, maybe frowning, just like bumbling about, like, oh, I don't really, his daughter comes up and is talking to him. He's like, hey, you remember me? And he's like, no, just really kind of distant, And then they give him some music that perhaps, something that his kids know that he used to like to listen to. And just on an iPod, and they put the headphones on him, and they start playing it. And it's just incredible. All of a sudden, you just see him light up. His eyes open. His starts making facial expressions. He starts dancing and singing. And then he just starts talking. He starts talking, and he starts remembering, oh, yeah, we used to go all these dances. And they start, asking him, and he starts telling them who he is. And it's incredible, because it starts to recreate this impression where he immediately remembers who he was, who he is, and his relation and to everything that around him. And it's great, because they play some music on him, and he's there. He's cognate, and he is understanding to what they're talking to him about. They ask him questions, and he remembers things. They ask him, like, who's your favorite person you like to listen to? Do you like music? And he's like, yes, I love music. It's a beautiful thing. It's, it's beautiful music. I love music deep in the soul. And, like, who's your favorite artist? It's, oh, Cab Calloway. And it's like this old guy, like, way back in the day, this, like, roots blues musician.
Right.
It's amazing. And you can't help but smile and, like, just see them light up. And the documentary just documents just different stories of these different patients and people. And it's just amazing. Oliver Sacks is interviewed in it too. I don't know if you're familiar with him. And he, it talks about Kant, or Immanuel Kant, or Kant, however you pronounce it.
Yeah, I know.
But,
Either. I go 50-50.
How he calls music is what is it? An awakening art, or a quakening art, or something, where it's enlivening. And so music is very lively and very enlivening and awakening in our souls. And so the thing about what's so amazing is that with this, there's so much to look forward to, because with modern medicine and, in the past and stuff what's going on with these patients, people are just getting fed pills. They're getting fed stuff that is just there to turn the dials to, like, take the blood pressure down or the cholesterol down,
right.
Like, to turn the dials, but nothing is there to
Elevate
heal the
it.
soul and heal the heart of these people, to reawaken that in them.
That's really cool.
And that's what music does. And any of this, it's beautiful to watch these people come back to life.
Very encouraging.
Anyways, it's actually life changing. Honestly, I was like bawling, crying when I was watching it.
Oh,
But
I love things that make me
it's very
bawl and
special.
cry.
So I encourage
Awesome.
you guys to check it out.
I'm gonna check it out.
Yeah.
Never heard of it before.
Anyways,
Thank you. And Pink Moon by Nick Drake is your listen. And it's the final album of this English folk musician, I hear.
yeah, this is the third record, but it was released posthumously.
Okay.
He was a very young singer-songwriter of England, and just amazingly talented singer and guitar player and piano player and just musician in general. He released his first record at 18, Five Leaves Left, which is absolutely beautiful, and it's inspired a lot of my songwriting and production, and with strings and piano and just the eloquence of his poetry. And he's somebody that I felt like I could really relate to as a songwriter, and has influenced me greatly through my craft. And he passed away very sadly with depression, from feeling like he wasn't being accepted by the world through his music. He didn't feel like people were responding to it the way he had wanted them to, and just felt really down and just sad and depressed. And he played one show, and He had a whole tour booked, and he played one show, and no one was listening. They were drinking and talking and stuff, and he was playing, and it just totally killed his spirits. And he was like, "I'm never playing again." He didn't play another show, canceled the rest of the tour and everything. And it was really sad. I mean, he went home and spent time with his family, but they ended up finding him in his bedroom. He was like 23, I think, and there was like an empty bottle of sleeping pills next to him. It was really, really tragic. But I feel like he's left a songbook of music that has really inspired a lot of people throughout the years, and has done a really beautiful job of connecting in that way. And I owe him a lot.
Oh, so he has
So
a legacy.
please take
awesome.
Pink Moon is
thank
cool.
you. 3 different things that I have never
Yeah.
heard of. That doesn't happen that
Yeah.
often. Thank you so much.
Thank
I really
you.
appreciate it.
Yeah,
Thanks
of
for
course.
coming and sharing yourself
Sorry
with
to
us.
take up all the time.